Buy the rumor, sell the news. Works pretty much every time. What's going on, everyone? Happy Thursday to everyone out there. I hope you are having a phenomenal October 30th. Tomorrow is Halloween. I got my Nightmare Before Christmas coffee mug. It is raining. I told you guys yesterday the rain was coming today. And so here we are. And what are we seeing in the markets? Buy the rumor, sell the news. And so let's get you caught up on everything that has happened. It's about 10:50 a.m. here on this Thursday. And we had the Powell presser. I talked about that yesterday in the live stream. The only thing of note to come out of that is two things. One being that Powell said that a rate cut in December is not a foregone conclusion, which I don't think is really surprising. He's got to take that tone. He can't be uber bullish with as high as everything is in equity markets right now. And he also was asked about the stock market, if he thought that things were overvalued, and he just danced around it. And he wouldn't address that directly. He was asked about, are we in a bubble? And he talked about how it's different now because the business is making money compared to those businesses back during the dot-com bubble, that these companies actually make money, they have earnings, whereas back then it was just an idea, a concept. So that's what we got out of there. A little bit of weakness came out of that. And then at market close, you had three of the big boys report: Meta, Microsoft, Google, even though it was up at all-time highs, went higher. Microsoft went down a little bit, and Meta got absolutely smoked. There's still more pressure on it this morning. It is down below its 200 simple moving average on the daily. And they missed their earnings per share because of a one-time tax bill. And so that's why they're seeing pressure. So, and then on top of that, you had the President Xi-Trump meeting take place. Apparently it went well, that there's a deal about to be inked. And what is the market's reaction? Well, at open today, we were down about 50 plus points. We've come off those lows. We're down about 24 points at the time I'm recording this. But it's a classic buy the rumor, sell the news type of event, where people buy it up and the market prices these things in ahead of time. And then once you get to the actual event, people sell it. And that's what we're seeing. And what we're also seeing is money come out of those big tech companies. Man, it is coming down pretty hard right now. Coming out of those big tech companies, rotating into other areas. Roku is one that's getting a little bit of a lift this morning. They're going to report earnings at close. And so we'll see if that rotation wants to continue. Let's see what happens, because we still have two big reports coming today, Amazon and Apple. And that can completely change the color of things for Friday. Now, if we just look at it, the big boys who've reported so far: Netflix down, Tesla down, Microsoft down, Meta way down. Google is your only one that has gone higher. So you have four big boys who have yet to report. You have Amazon and Apple today, and then you have Nvidia, who will report in November, and I believe Broadcom, AVGO, if we're talking the Mag 9, you might as well call it at this point, they reported at the beginning of December. So of the two reporting today, Amazon and Apple, you would think that one of them is going to get some love, that they'll move higher, or if not, then that could be a signal. Hey, sure, November's the best month in the stock market, but we're going to cool this thing off. We're going to get that correction and then set up for an end-of-year rally. So we just got to watch and see. An update on the play that I had, Roblox, and I had long-term shares, not a lot. I have a decent amount of leaps. I have more leaps than I did shares. And I'm in it in a long-term play because I believe in the company and what it's going to be able to do, and just the engagement and users that it has. And I think that this is a company that can hit $200 at some point. And pre-market, nice big pop, got over $150. I unloaded my shares. You can't unload your options, obviously, pre-market. And then I was like, oh man, this thing is going to go. And then what happened? He gave it all back and then some. The time I'm recording this, it's trading between 120 and 121. And it is definitely experiencing some weakness. And we'll have to see if that's going to hold. And it can come lower. There's a decent support down at around $106. And again, I'm in my leaps. Their expiration is 2028. Leaps are a way to control shares long-term of a company without using up a ton of capital. So that's why I took the position that I did. And if we do come down to 106, which would be a pretty significant move, that is where I will add to my position. And their numbers were great. The biggest thing with Roblox is their costs, their margin. Their margin eats into their revenue. They're not a profitable company yet. So was able to get a profit on my shares. My leaps are down, and that's okay. You know, I'm unfazed by drawdown at this point. And the other part of that is, whenever I put a trade on, I size it so that it's not going to stress me out, right? If it doesn't work out for me, my capital is still healthy and protected. So that's the point you want to get to when you're taking trades, that your size isn't so much that you're panicking and freaking out. You don't want that. So anyway, that's just an update. Let's see how we close. If the bears come down hard on this market, like this rain is coming down, then we could be in for a really nice red day. So we'll have to see how all that plays out. But again, excited for Apple and Amazon earnings later today. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, make it a great day. And as always, honor the moment. I'll talk to you guys soon.